Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Yan. I hope you lot are all doing well today, man. I really do hope that, and welcome to Chelsea News, the daily series here on Football Therapy, where I go across football news media, consolidate everything to do with Chelsea, present it to you guys, offer my opinion, but more importantly, ask for your opinion down in the comments section below. And today we are talking about two stories. Timo Werner has said, "No, RB Leipzig, I'm not going to play the Champions League with you. I'm not going to resume the Champions League campaign that's going so well, where we put Tottenham to the sword. I want to go to London and hook up with my boys at Chelsea." Positive news, and really a big statement of how committed he is to Chelsea, and also he wants the deal announced soon. Don't we all, Timo? So I'm going to talk about that. Also, Chelsea have begun negotiations, opened talks with Saïd, Benrahma, his representatives, and Brentford, a player down in the Championship that a lot of big clubs, Leicester and Arsenal, really want him as well. Can Chelsea land the £31 million rated winger? Maybe, and you know what? I hope so. I'm going to talk about that as well. But with the epic resumption of football, beautiful game, the Premier League coming back to our eyes and ears, you guys must download the OneFootball app. That's alright, I'm delighted to team up with OneFootball yet again to bring you the latest and best news regarding Chelsea, the Premier League. The OneFootball app consolidates everything you need to know, whether it be stats from a game, scores, fixture lists, media, news, transfer gossip, everything. You can get it all on the OneFootball app, and there's no better time to download it than now, because football's restarting. So do click the link in the top of the description to go and download the OneFootball app. Get it now, check it out, it's awesome. Alright, we move. Let's start off with a terrific Timo. Like I said at the top of the video, Timo Werner has waived the opportunity to continue in the Champions League with RB Leipzig. This was tweeted out by Christian Falk saying, "That's it, man, he's done. He's not going to continue the Champions League campaign. He wants to go to Chelsea, to London, and next month in July to start settling and start rebuilding his life in the next phase of his footballing career." Exciting and promising. The fact how he's fully committed. For anyone who had any doubt on this transfer happening, there you go. The dude wants to come to London ASAP, team up with Frank Lampard and the boys, and start building his superstar Chelsea team around him. It's a massive shout because RB Leipzig were doing really well in the Champions League. They certainly looked very sharp against Tottenham. Granted, perhaps not one of the favourites, but you know, maybe one of the dark horses in for a shout. So it's a massive thing, him saying, "I'm not going to continue the Champions League, I want to go to London." So, of course, we probably knew that he's coming to Chelsea regardless, but the fact how he's that committed, he's that dedicated, he's that excited about coming to Chelsea Football Club is a pretty big story. ESPN have also reported on how they have sources close to Chelsea that have informed them, do we trust ESPN? Probably not, but let's talk about the story anyway, that Werner is getting not impatient, but he's eager for Chelsea to announce the deal, for RB Leipzig to announce the deal, for everything to be sped up. Of course, Raphael Honigstein did explain that he thinks the reason why things have pretty much slowed down to a stop is to do with Timo Werner not having a medical because of a 14-day quarantine rule if he comes to England, and Chelsea don't want to trust, or perhaps they've opted out of using the German FA doctors to do a medical on Timo Werner. They'd rather do it themselves, so they were all sort of just waiting. So it all kind of makes sense. Everyone should just chill, and probably including Timo Werner as well, who is eager to get the deal over the line, safe in the knowledge that it will happen. But I wanted to just take a second here to explain why perhaps he's getting a little bit apprehensive or anxious with the move. This exact same thing, well, not exact same thing, but something similar happened to him when he was meant to move to Bayern Munich. He said goodbye to all his RB Leipzig teammates. He'd emotionally moved on. Apparently he's a highly emotional guy, and then the deal didn't materialise, and he actually got very angry with Bayern Munich. Now, I'm not saying he's going to get angry with Chelsea because the transfer will go through, but I think he's a little bit nervous that this sort of thing could happen again to him. You know, he wants to be completely sure. He wants the deal announced. He wants it in concrete, information, so he can just move on in his mind and not have the same thing happen to him again, which happened to him over, in Germany before he was gonna move to Bayern Munich. But Matt Law has tweeted out he would not be surprised if this deal is announced this week. When Matt Law speaks, generally I listen because he's a very reliable journalist and has a lot of close ties to Chelsea Football Club. So if he's saying, look man, this is going to happen very soon, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it's announced this week. Hugely positive. That would be wonderful. I can't wait to make the video talking about Chelsea's official Timo Werner announcement as we reflect on what a player he is and what he could bring to Frank Lampard's Blues. Alright, next up, Saïd Benrahma, the winger from the Championship, the best player down in the Championship, an exciting, technical, tricky, wide inside forward who can pretty much score, assist, carry the ball, dribble, combine. Very, very good. Chelsea want him. Of course, Chelsea are looking at the likes of Kai Havertz. Evidently, Frank Lampard wants that additional forward attacker who brings an offensive threat, really super bolstering this Chelsea attack to bridge the gap to Liverpool and City. He's going all out. He's putting everything on the table, and he wants to put the pressure on Liverpool and City as quickly as possible. Now, Saïd Benrahma, some people might have reservations about him, but he is an excellent player, and he absolutely is ready to make a step up. Not necessarily to start for Chelsea, but to certainly be in contention, in rotational contention. If Willian and Pedro leave, you know, you bring in Ziyech and Benrahma. Do you know what I mean? Good upgrades, if you ask me. And of course, Timo Werner can be deployed on the left flank as well as down the middle, so suddenly loads of attacking options. Now, the price being touted for Saïd Benrahma is £31 million, which is a lot for a Championship player, especially in this financial climate. But to be honest, if he's the best player in the Championship and clubs want him, then I kind of get it. And clubs do want him. The likes of Leicester City are looking at him, and of course, they've had great promising results from buying Championship players. If you look at James Maddison, he's done the business for them absolutely. So they will have no reservations in buying a really good Championship player. And of course, the likes of Arsenal are looking at him, which is interesting because I thought they've got enough forwards and they need to spend, as always, need to be spending money on defenders, not forwards. But perhaps that sort of price range suits Arsenal as more of like a marquee signing for them at the moment with their tight finances. But the headlines are reporting that Chelsea have opened talks with Brentford and the player to try and get this transfer over the line. Whether it'll be up to 31 million, I'm not sure. The fact how multiple Premier League clubs want him would probably drive the price up to about 31 million maybe. I'm not entirely sure, we'll have to see, but regardless, this money will be an excellent bonus for a club like Brentford. They will love those additional funds coming in, especially if the player's ready to go. He's only got a couple of years left on this deal. It would be a good money maker for them. But let's talk a little bit more how Saïd would feature at Chelsea, because for my money, he would not be starting. He's not going to start over Ziyech, who's probably going to start on the right. He's not going to start over Pulisic or Werner, in my opinion, who'll be starting on the left. So he very much will be a rotational winger with Callum, Hudson-Odoi, and probably Pulisic as well, depending on where Werner's deployed. First off, will he be happy with that? Well, he should be. He doesn't have to move out of London. He gets to go and live around Chelsea or Cobham or something. Really, really nice. He'll immediately double, triple his wages. Probably triple his wages, let's be real. Maybe even more. So straight off the bat, he's going to get loads of money. And he'll like that, I'm sure. But secondly, he'll get the opportunity to train with excellent world-class players at Chelsea Football Club, play at Stamford Bridge, play in the Champions League, because he will come off the bench and play. He will start games when there needs to be rotation due to fatigue. There will be the injuries that make him come in. Opportunity will be there to play at the highest level at Chelsea Football Club. So from the player's perspective, yes, absolutely he'd have the move to Chelsea to be a rotational player rather than a starter. Plus you're going to back yourself to play yourself into the team. If he thinks he's that good, and he looks pretty darn good, man, then he'll back himself. He'll be excellent in training. When given the chance in the cups or off the bench, he'll come on. You can make yourself undroppable, and Frank Lampard absolutely runs a meritocracy at Chelsea Football Club. So, you know, happy days. I have done different videos on Saïd Benrahma, so feel free to go back and have a look at them. But to me, it kind of makes sense. I mean, if Chelsea probably really like the idea of bringing in Kai Havertz, superstar quality, very, very young, could be in for the long haul, for the long project at Chelsea, you know, a 10-year project, massively good investment in that sense if they pay like £75 million or euros. But to be honest, if they're not really inclined to go higher than that, and Leverkusen are going to hold out for more because they might end up keeping him because he might be worth staying in the Champions League for them, which is probably worth €100 million plus anyway, more probably. So for Leverkusen, Leverkusen, keeping Kai Havertz might actually end up more financially beneficial, and then Chelsea won't perhaps want to push over the threshold they ask for. Maybe Benrahma's played in the Championship. It has huge similarities to the Premier League in terms of like physicality and stuff. And the fact how he's so technically good with his feet and such a good, expressive technical footballer, then I think really he'd probably do very well in the Premier League, and this kind of signing might suit Chelsea Football Club more, and then they would have a little bit more funds to bolster the left-back position, whether they have to overpay for the likes of Ben Chilwell, who Simon Johnson, who writes for The Athletic, still maintains he will be surprised if Chelsea don't end up signing Ben Chilwell this summer. So it's a lot of business being done by Chelsea before the window's even open, man. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, what do you guys think? I'm keen to always get your thoughts and opinions on the stuff I've spoken about in my videos. So let me know today, what do you think about Timo Werner? When do you think he'll be announced? Do you think he'll definitely be deployed on the left? I think he'll be played on the left. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think Saïd Benrahma has a chance of playing his way into this Chelsea team if Chelsea do indeed sign Saïd Benrahma? I want to get everyone's thoughts and opinions on that player. Do you think he's good enough for Chelsea? What's the max do you think Chelsea should buy for this Championship player? I mean, if you watch him play, he looks pretty excellent, so maybe around 30 million's probably about right. Let me know down in the comment section below, express your thoughts and feelings on that, and anything else regarding the transfer window for Chelsea Football Club this summer. It's all very exciting, man. If you've enjoyed the content I've provided for you today, please do like this video because that means a lot. Remember to subscribe, of course, to Football Therapy if you're new. Hey, only if you want to, man, and you are all welcome to follow me on social media at Football Yannick on both Instagram and Twitter. That is it from me, you lot. Enjoy the football that is starting so soon, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.